I'm back. Season 3 Demon Slayer is already done. I told you I was gonna get speedy through this. Bro, this is so crazy. The world building was so fast in this season, which I've never seen that before from anime in general, that is trying to build a season, because like we know every season is kind of like it's different story. Because if you compare season 1 to season 2, that's kind of like the case. But even season 2, I felt like it had way more build up to this, right? Bro, there's like half of an episode of build up where we meet the Hashira, the Mist Hashira, and I got so much stuff to talk about this dude. Bro, I don't like him, bro. I'll tell y'all why later, because first of all, I don't mess with it. They're chilling like in a hotel or whatever they are, right? They're in a little room, and all of a sudden, while they were talking, they feel something. Bro, the demon pulled up already. They somehow knew where the village was, which was, I don't know how, but I don't care, right? The first thing that I noticed, Tanjiro was the first one that was like, hold on, bro, there's somebody there. Yo, you gotta move. He told the Hashira to move. That was like the first example of me being like, hold on, but why is he being like, I was a bit skeptical, because he was like, how did the Hashira not notice him before Tanjiro? Because he was looking shocked. Was it in Tokito or something like that, right? He was shocked. And immediately the fight starts. I'm like, oh, bro, we just in like this? This is how we start? Oh yeah, Genya is there too. I don't know if I mentioned him already. Did I mention it already? I don't remember. You know, so like the whole fight goes on. You know, there's actually 4 demons, which I actually do like. You know, they're really doing a good job of, you know, making sure that every, you know, upper demon is actually different than the previous ones. It's not just like, okay, I have to slash his head off, and then that's for all 10 or how many uppers there are, right? So like everybody got their own gimmick, which I appreciate, because that just makes it more special. You always want to figure out like how are they going to kill that specific villain. And for this one, it's like, okay, he's actually 4 people. They all got like different expressions, and I like that. That's a cool little personality that they got, you know what I'm saying, with the tongues and stuff. And then they got the other dude, the upper 5, I think, right? So it was 2 upper demons that actually got cooked in the season. You know, obviously, did I say spoiler alert? I don't even care about that. His portion of the story was a bit annoying because he went after the swordsman and everything, and he was like the dude in the vase, which was cool. He was aight, but the Mist Hashira pulled up and he was about to fight him, and this is where the biggest issue for me is from this season in general is like I always looked at like a Rengoku as a Hashira, like the dude, like he fought to the end. And he was strong, like, you know what I'm saying, like, Tanjiro could not hang with Akaza, right, in that movie, right, so obviously, you know, Rengoku was fighting, or like Tengen, like, you know what I'm saying, like, they fight to the death, they got nothing to lose, basically. Then we have this dude, Tokito, right, the Mist Hashira, whatever, right, he's pretty young, like, I think is he even younger than Tanjiro, I don't know how he got the title of Hashira, to be honest. They giving this out to everybody now, what are we doing, bro? This dude, he went back to the swordsman, and they were trying to get to a shed where it's like a little house, and they're trying to get something, and then that's when the upper 5, I think, when he pulled up. That's when he fought him. He was like, okay, I'm about to fight him, let's go. That's cool, no complaints here, but what happens after that is some bull. Like, how do you get trapped in a bubble, right? That's, okay, every you're fighting upper 5, I'm giving you that. You can get caught by anything, that's cool, that's the upper 5. But for his thought process, he was basically giving up at the end, let's be honest, bro. But this man was drowning, basically, in that bubble, in that Zabuza ass bubble. But like he channeled all his energy into one attack, and when that didn't work, this man gave up. He actually gave up. He said, oh well, that's it, I'm dead. Hey, make sure they send 2 other Hashiras. I said, no, there's no way, bro. This what are we doing right now, bro? You're telling me you're sending 2 other Hashiras? What type of warrior, what type of demon slayer? I don't know, it might sound stupid, but like, bro, are we serious? We're gonna compare him to Tengen, who fought with like one, he fought with his bro, he put the blades, the things in his mouth, pause, and then he started swinging, and then he was half bloody, he didn't even have an arm, I think, and then with Rengoku, we know what happened to him. This trash ass Hashira, that pissed me off so much, I'm like, bro, there's no way. He just said that we gotta send 2 other Hashiras. When have you ever seen a Hashira talk like this? The reason why I'm so mad is because, bro, this is like the highest like rank of a demon slayer, right? Am I tripping? Like, without going into any spoil, I don't know what happens in the manga, but like, just in general talking from what we have seen in the anime, this is what you're going to achieve. Rose started giving up. He already closed his eyes and everything, and then he heard a voice from Tanjiro. I'm like, ain't no way. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, in this season, I'm noticing Tanjiro's talk no jutsu. It's almost like it's going up to the level of Naruto. Like, it's dangerously close. Because at least Naruto, right, what he was doing, he was actually in person. He was giving you the conversation. There's no way a dude that he just met, like, that image is in his head now. And everything that Tanjiro was saying has resonated with him so much that he's actually taking advice from him that he's never even said. He had to appear in his mind for him to actually get out of that bubble. A little bit of cap, and then, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, his Hashira card needs to be revoked. I'm not with that, bro. I need to see something like, he needs to impress me because, bro. He said, hey, bro, I need 2 Hashiras immediately. This man DoorDashed. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? You are the Hashira. We called you for help. You know how I know I'm right? What was the girl's name? Kanroji, right? she pulled up with the sword. That's how a Hashira is supposed to look, bro. No type of weird excuse that he had. I don't know what he was, bro. I don't know how he got a Hashira title before Tanjiro at this point. Because at the end of the season, Tanjiro looked more of a Hashira than him. She pulled up and immediately went to business. She had like you notice a Hashira by the aura, bro. It's also a very short season, like only 11 episodes. I just looked at the next season. It's only 8. I know it's like a training arc. I looked at the first episode, and let me tell you about this. Just from the first episode, right? Now, shout out to the Mr. Hashira. I'm not going to hate on him too long, but it's like, bro, I watched the first 10 minutes of the 4th season, right? They showed like the dude with the white hair and the snake Hashira. But this is how a Hashira was supposed to look. I don't know what he was doing. I don't know how much did he pay? Who did he pay? I got several questions on how the hell did you get that title of being a Hashira? It don't matter. I don't care, right? But it's just like, what? And then we go back to the fight. They were still like, they were getting cooked by the 4 demons. You know, this dude Genya apparently is like, he got stabbed and like he went through a transformation. Almost looked like he was a demon. I wonder if he's also kind of like Nezuko in a way, because he turned into a demon. He literally devoured demon flesh. Or maybe he's like a reverse demon. Hold on, bro. I don't know. Maybe we'll get an explanation or not. I doubt it, but you know, maybe someday we'll get one. Then they figure out finally, you know, after some beautiful animation. By the way, we can never question the animation of Demon Slayer, and I love to see it, bro. Every episode looks like a movie, and that's exactly what this is. I like the fact that they're doing it like this, where it's like, okay, we gotta chase this dude because that is the real body, and they actually eventually get him before they slice him, right? They're still slicing him. I don't know how the hell. That's actually such a cool thing. I wonder if that's gonna be like more often where a dude can like harden his, you know, this part, like, you know, in My Hero Academia they got like a quirk where they can, you know, harden their body parts, right? And then maybe somebody can do that, and then, but yeah, so some dude appears behind him. Tanjiro felt like hate. He was like, hold on, bro. He almost wanted to stop. I love the fact that they keep switching between like Tanjiro's decision making is so like, it's so detailed in this. I love it because like every time in anime, it's like, okay, they kind of just get out of it, you know, with some plot. And I know Demon Slayer is like, it's not different than that in this show. But like, I like the decision making, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause like every anime character kind of makes the right decision always. But like his thought process behind it is fire to see. Especially later in the finale, bro. Oh my. Tanjiro was like, nah, bro, I'm gonna keep slicing, right? And then Genya was like, yo, watch out, bro. And he was like, oh shit, I made the wrong decision. And then the dude appeared behind him, and it was like a fusion between all 4 of them. So the dude fuses, right? And then we see a real Hashira pull up, like Kanroji, right? Immediately saves everybody. He's like, okay, I'm going to hold this dude off, and y'all just go to the main body. And she actually fought, like she took up the jacket. She was like, okay, bet, let's go. Demon Slayer is so well animated that you have no choice but to lock in. Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan has this weird, I don't know how to, like, what to call it. Like, it's everything, when everything's like quiet, they can go from 100 from 0 to 100 like this. Like, you see it in later episodes, like when Muzan takes over that little kid's body. I don't know why he was there, I don't know. It's like she's just walking, and all of a sudden, boom, her head is gone. Blood, and then the realization hits from the other lady. Bro, it was crazy. It was wild. I love when shows can do that, when they can take you from 0 to 100. Literally what happened at the start of the season 2. I cannot imagine reading the manga for this, because, bro, I'm not getting spoiled. Hell no, I'm not doing that, bro. So yeah, eventually they catch the little demon running. You know what I'm saying? They finally catch him, but then Tanjiro sees, bro, there's daylight. And he's like, bro, Nezuko was right there. Now, this is where the crazy stuff happens, because, also, I don't know how I didn't mention this, but this dude, Tanjiro, used thunder breathing. And I'm like, bro, you only just remembered it when you needed it the most. He was still running after him. He was like, hold on, wait, what did Zenitsu say? Which you have not seen in this entire season. I did not expect that. In one of the episodes, and they got like post-credit scenes where they always like joke around. They had Zenitsu and Inosuke and be like, yo, when is it our turn? Like, they're making fun of themselves, which that's funny as hell. So yeah, he remembers what Zenitsu said. He was like, oh yeah, you gotta focus all your strength in the legs. And he's like, okay, bet, let me try it. And he immediately nails it first. So I'm like, okay, I don't know about that, bro. I can see the criticisms of people being like, yo, okay, Demon Slayer's story is kind of, so far I've been enjoying it. Like, it's been actually it's been cool. You know what I mean? Like, it hasn't been bad. I don't think it's been bad, but you can make a case. I feel like the weakest story element is definitely in this season, in my opinion, because at least season 2 had like some build up to it. Like, okay, the characters made more sense. I feel like everything just kind of moved more fluidly, even though I do appreciate, bro, the way they moved into the season is something different. They started, I feel like, a bit too fast, so like I couldn't really get attached to any characters, and I feel like when you just throw in a random backstory at the end, it's kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, back to the daylight situation. So before he slices him, he sees daylight. He's like, no, Nezuko, you gotta stay over there. And then Nezuko runs towards him, which is like towards the daylight. And instead of Tanjiro being like, yo, he should have been threw her off the damn, like, just throw her somewhere where it's shade. He didn't do that. He was just talking to her and be like, yo, you can't be out here. Like, bro, what are you doing? Tanjiro slices the dude's head, and he's still walking, though. So he's trying to go to the villagers, but meanwhile, the daylight is going up. And Tanjiro is holding Nezuko, who's beginning to burn. Bro, this scene was one of the best things I've ever seen, because it shows you, like, Tanjiro was so, like, he starts breathing heavily. He's like he had a heart, like he had a panic attack and everything. And bro, I had chills everywhere. And he was like, okay, do I save them? Do I do this? I mean, I guess you can kind of like make the argument that demon didn't burn faster because he's like an upper demon. But like, I mean, Nezuko started burning immediately and he was still kind of like chilling a little bit. And then at the end, Nezuko actually kicks him in the air, and then we get this flashback. We're thinking like Nezuko's gonna die. I don't think Nezuko is dying. I wouldn't think they would do that in season 3. Maybe like in season 6, if they played this scene, I would be like, okay, hold on, is she actually dead? So like she's burning on the ground, and she kicked him off. And I love the fact that Tanjiro knew what happened. He wiped the tears away and was like, okay, let me just sniff him out. Immediately locked in. I love when anime characters do that because like, bro, imagine if he would have wasted that opportunity. So he gets to him, he slices his head off, and then we see like Tanjiro is on the ground, like damaged. I don't know why this hit me because you know like how much Tanjiro like was caring for. He was doing everything. He was carrying the box for like years, bro. Years he was carrying that box to make sure that you did not see the sunlight. And then they were like, yo, look back. And then all of a sudden she's just there. I don't know if that's bad writing or not, or maybe if I'm gonna believe that, because they gave you an explanation after. They were like, okay. They gave us Muzan's backstory, which is so fire, bro. That is so fire because you already have set up the next season while doing the finale for this, which is beautiful writing. I like that writing so much, but like the Nezuko surviving the sun, I don't know if you want to call that cap or not. I thought for sure like Kanroji was gonna die because they have not shown her in the last episode at all. Because like, you know how they usually, you know, like to swing back and forth between different perspectives and be like, okay, yo, watch what's going on over there, and then let's switch back to this perspective. But no, they did not show it at all. I said, okay, she's dead. Once he beheaded him, I was like, okay, they're gonna be like, they're gonna go back to the battlefield and they're gonna find her. That's what I thought. Now I know you might be thinking, oh well, she gave up at the end too, so why are you not saying anything? But because she actually fought at the end. And maybe she was joking because she was like, oh no, I give up. I can't die right here. I'm about to die. But it's different, bro. It's not like she was just sitting there for 5 years and eventually being like, ugh, and then I'm giving up. I'm so glad I remember this because, bro, this dude went at him at the end, right? First of all, he actually got back to the crew after he knocked out the upper 5, which is cool, right? He got back to him and then he was screaming Tanjiro's name for help. And then he passed out and then he was like, oh yeah, Tanjiro, you're gonna help us all. I'm like, bro, what? You're supposed to be out there fighting. This is why they called you. and then he woke up at the end and he was like, oh yeah, thank you, Tanjiro, man. And Tanjiro was like, for what? I didn't even do anything. And that's my problem, exactly. You had to get saved by plot multiple times by Tanjiro for stuff that he has never even said to your face. You know what I mean? But it's okay. It's all good. I understand. You know, it's typical like anime protagonists being like the GOAT. But I don't care, bro. After this season, bro, Tanjiro, you are a Hashira. If that's all it takes to be a Hashira, bro, then you are one. You called for 2 other Hashira. You called for 2 Hashiras to pull up. Not 1. 2. This is crazy. This man had no faith in nobody, bro. Actually, you lied to Tanjiro. Now that I think about it.